So, as you know from living in Scranton most of your life, the restaurants up here are not that great. And I grew up in Philly, so I'm used to a certain type of restaurant, food type situation. So, me and my friends all got together and decided we're gonna go down to Philadelphia to eat some good food. Maybe take a weekend away from Scranton, see some people, do some things. Good time. So, it started out, we all drive down, it's all good. We separate, see our families, and then we all get together for a good idea and come up with this place called Jones, which is on Chestnut Street, 19th and Chestnut, I believe. And it's a Steven Starr restaurant. They do home cooked comfort food. So we were all very excited about it. One of my friends, Andrew, doesn't like driving in the city. Ergo had a rough drive down to the Philadelphia area. So he said, I don't really want to drive in the city. I said, oh, bro, being all cocky and how I went to high school and grew up in Philly, I got cocky. I said, I got you. No worries, bro. I'll drive your car. No problem. Never had an accident downtown. Gonna do great. So we're driving. It's raining. No big deal. I'm got my GPS up and I'm looking for the restaurant on the GPS. And very calmly, Andrew taps me 3 times and says, bro. And on the second bro, I was still looking at my phone because I wanted to double check the directions. Then Andrew says for a 3rd time, hey, bro. And I look over to Andrew and he goes, it's a red light. By that time, we were already 2/3 through the intersection. And there was nothing really else we could do but just hold on as we got T-boned by a oncoming car. Again, let me reiterate, this is not my vehicle that I'm driving. This is Andrew's car. So Andrew then looks at me where I was awaiting to maybe get punched in the head or something along those lines. He just very sadly says, bro, that was my car. Then we asked the woman that hit us, hey, are you doing all right? And she said, no, my chest hurts. And then I knew we were in the weeds. Then, long story short, Andrew's car got totaled from that accident, and that was my fault. Then the woman proceeded to sue me for, injuries that she had, I guess, suffered during the car accident. But in reality, this lawsuit took every bit of 2 years to complete. I had to fill out paperwork for my lawyer, paperwork for her lawyer, a deposition one time. All in all, it took about 2 years to complete. So that was pretty terrible. She wanted $250,000, $250,000, which I don't have. I don't even have close to anything like that. But yeah, so we ended up settling, and I don't know if they settled or not. I just never heard anything again. But long story short, Andrew's car was totaled. He was pretty pissed. Somehow we're still friends. All right, so how many years ago was it? 3 years ago? 4 years ago?
It was the summer. Was it in the summer?
I don't know. I think it was.
I think it was like
Yeah, it was
about
winter
to be summer.
Yeah, because it was raining.
But it was like I remember Brendan was asking for a sweatshirt at the end because we had to stand outside.
Maybe it was fall or something. Either way. So
I think it was like going into the summer.
okay. So 4 years ago?
Three
years ago, going into summer, we decided, me and a couple buddies decided, Andrew, Brendan, we lived in Scranton for a few years at that point, and we hated the restaurants, or we couldn't find good restaurants. So we all decided, let's get out of Scranton for the weekend, go to our respective homes in the Philadelphia area. So we decided we would split up, go down there, and get good food. Once we got down there, I think we all texted each other and said, hey, let's get some good food.
Yeah.
And then we all bounced ideas. The general consensus was we would go to this place called Jones, which is on 19th and Chestnut, I believe, not 100% sure. But we would go there. They got homemade comfort food. Remember that was a big pitch, chicken and
it was
waffle.
near Chinatown.
Yeah, right by 8th and Race and all.
Yeah.
So it's raining. Andrew had a long day. Andrew said, bro, I don't want to drive. I think he's scared of driving the city. He said he's not. I think he is. So he says, bro, can you drive for me? And I said, I got all cocky and said, yeah, I got it.
I had a long drive down there in a hurricane where it was raining really hard. I had to drive slow, and I had to pee so bad, and I pulled over in a off the highway and pissed in a Tide Pod container because it was raining too hard to go outside. Back on the road. So it was a hard drive. That's why I didn't feel like driving. That was 2 hours, and then another 40 to get to you guys, and then driving around the city. That was,
So that's Andrew's excuse. I still think it's the city thing overwhelms him. That's just what I think. We'll see. Berg's not out. But anyway, so Andrew says, I don't want to drive. I said, I went to school down there. I grew up down there. Let me drive. I'll drive. So we're driving. It's raining. We're looking at the GPS to figure out exactly where the restaurant is. And very calmly, I'm going to accentuate that calmly, Andrew says, bro, once. I didn't pay attention. Driving. He says, bro, again. Nothing. Then, in that same monotone, just bro, very calm you were. Then, finally, he says, bro, and I look, and I'm like, what? He says, red light. Now we're going through the intersection. It's too late to fucking stop. Now we're halfway through the intersection. Boom. We get T-boned. Bang. So we're like, oh, shit. He looks at me and says, bro, that's my car. And I was like, I was about to cry. I felt terrible. Then we rolled down the window. Our friend Brendan rolls down the back window and says, ma'am, are you okay? And she's like, no, I'm not okay. My chest hurts. And we were like, oh, man. Brendan rolled the window back up. And then I knew we were in trouble. Then she proceeded to sue me.
Well, before that, the woman that hit us, the vibe I got from her was that she was waiting her entire life for 3 suburban kids to total her car. That's the vibe I got. But who are the guys that picked up your car? The
Tow truck?
Tow truck guys were there before the cops showed up, and they were doing some intel for us, and they were saying they thought she was full of shit and faking it. So that was good for us.
That felt good.
Yeah.
But then I knew she was going to sue. We said it immediately. We're getting sued.
Yeah.
So then she does proceed to sue. And I'm talking, she asked, I'm poor. He's pretty poor. I'm poor. She says, I want $250,000 from this kid. It's not even, it was his car. So his insurance company's getting sued, but I was the driver. So that in and of itself was a shit show. Total shit show.
All right, we're going to back up. When the cops finally showed up, I didn't have, my registration was expired, and I couldn't find my insurance. So they impounded my car, my totaled car. So I had to come back down the next day, and it was like a 6-hour process. I had to go to traffic court and then prove I had registration. And then I had to pay to get it out of the impound lot, and then pay to get it towed all the way back to Lansdale, where they could, the insurance could look at it. So that was a whole nother process that you forgot about.
That wasn't. I was at home.
That was like $1,000 just to do all that.
I was asleep. I was relaxed. I was over it. It was traumatic. I was fine. Andrew apparently was not fine. He had to do all that.
I forgot about that part, too. That was really bad.
Sounds good.
Oh, do you remember we went back to traffic court, me and you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
and
6 months later.
There was a guy in there before us that, I forget his charge. It was really funny, though.
They're like ridiculous unpaid parking tickets, right, or something?
I don't know.
Wasn't it buku parking tickets? Either way. We got the green eggs, too, remember? We tried to see
we got green eggs.
We didn't catch Shane, though. Anyway, so then, fast forward 2 years after the accident, I'm still negotiating with lawyers and Andrew's insurance guy. And he was calling you, too, right?
Yeah, it was calling me because they couldn't get a hold of you.
Yeah, they couldn't find me. I'd moved like 6 times in that time frame. Not purposefully, to avoid the detection. This is how it went. So then, again, like it kind of just dissolved. She asked for $250,000. My insurance guy and lawyer came back to me and said, she's not getting anything. And then some guy told you what? She's getting $10,000 or something? No,
she initially went for $250,000, and then when they wasn't getting anywhere near that, she went for $10,000.
Yeah. All in all, though, yeah, I totaled Andrew's car, crashed it, felt terrible. He got a brand new Subaru out of the deal, though, so I
Yeah.
feel like he won.
I got a $7,000 paycheck from my insurance company
See?
and put it on a down payment.
So I really helped him. Crashing the car was probably the best thing I did.
No one got hurt.
No one got hurt.
Except
Well,
maybe
maybe that lady, but
the lady, yeah, in question.
again, we don't know, though. She's suspect.
Yep.
Yes, suspect. That's essentially the story, bro.
Yeah, that's it.